Okay, finally, I think I understand the recapitalization, meaning that if they end up taking the company and buying out the company, right, they would cancel the shares because we would go under the company, right? Once they sell BioAmber, we would go under wherever the money went and we would get paid that way. So we wouldn't have anything to do with those shares in recapitalization. So we're going to be moving somewhere, okay? And according to what I understand is they moved the shares from where there was BioAmber Inc. And now we're inside either BioAmber Sarnia, or I'm not even sure where we are, but we're alive somewhere. I mean, everybody says that now. I hate assuming. I hate the assumption. I want to be concrete. Normally, nobody wants to be buried in the ocean or in the lake with concrete, right? But when I read this again, right, it's talking about July 31st. July jumps into August. This is the possibility, okay? Now, bids can also be submitted for recapitalization of BioAmber, recapitalization under which a qualified bidder, as defined below, would subscribe to common shares of BioAmber, meaning they would take them all and buy them. And they did buy them. They bought them for $4 million. When the price went down to whatever the price was, assuming that it was 3.1 cents at that time, they bought all the shares. So maybe we are only getting 3.1, or they bought them and moved them, whether part or a one or two step transaction. If required by qualified bidder, all currently outstanding shares of BioAmber would be canceled by the way of amendment to its article in C. The net proceeds of the recapitalization would be used to settle part of BioAmber's outstanding obligations. Meaning they buy the shares, and if they're buying the shares, then it doesn't make any sense to me. Qualified bidder BioAmber shall only consider offers from bidders who have provided PwC with qualified bid. Now, it's impossible that the qualified bid is $4 million. Okay? It's impossible. Because to qualify, it's got to be a certain amount. Due diligence made by the qualified bidders. What does it take to be a qualified bidder? Well, according to BioAmber, they needed about $1.50 a share, or about $180 million. So that's what I see. That's what I see. So there's $180 million, which means there's about $100 million on the side, and somebody already mentioned that there's $211 million. So I'm assuming there's $120 million on the side, or about 80 cents a share. And is that Canadian or US? I don't know. So this is what I see. What good is my word? It's not concrete. It's all assumption for the way I read it. See, these terms and condition under recapitalization is back into July. Now, apparently they were moved forward into August. So I'm going to have to read that paper again into August and find out. Okay, now I'm going to continue the recapitalization because I'm reading. Okay, I'm reading and I like what I'm reading. Leveraged recapitalization, leveraged buyout, nationalism, capital structure, equity offering, mergers, acquisition, leverage. So the way they put our shares are going to be canceled, it's almost like a setup. I'm going to try and see if I can read. I'm going to try and see if I can read this to you. Uneducated, half artist, sitting here in a hoodie. Okay, leveraged capitalization. One example of recapitalization is leveraged recapitalization, in which the company issues bonds to raise money and then buys back its own shares. Okay, usually current shareholders retain control. The reason for such recapitalization include desire of current shareholders to partially exit the investment, providing support of falling share price. Oh, wait, hold on a second. A, B, C, D, E, F. Desire of current shareholders to partially exit the investment. B, providing support of falling share price. C, disciplining the company that has excessive cash. D, protection from hostile takeover. E, rebalancing position with holding company. Okay, and then help to improve stock of the company during the time of poor economic. So all of this is positive for us. Even if our shares get canceled, this is explaining the reason why. Leveraged buyout, another example of leveraged buyout, essentially a leveraged recapitalization initiated by an outside party, usually incumbent equity shareholders, cede control. The reason for this transaction may include getting control over the company via friendly or hostile takeover, disciplining the company with excessive cash, creating shareholder value via gradual debt repayment. That's what they talked about, creating shareholder value via gradual debt repayment. So somehow it seems that they're going to boost the price up after they control all the shares. That's what I see happening. That's why they're coming in and accumulating these shares and buying them over. I just can't understand. I thought that if you buy a company, you have to make, but that's only with insider trading. That's really, then there's nationalism, nationalization. Another example of nationalization in which the nation in which the company is headquartered buys sufficient shares of the company to obtain controlling interest. Usually incumbent equity holders lose control. The reason for nationalization may include saving a very valuable company from bankruptcy, confiscation of assets, executing eminent domain. And then there's corporate finance, investment banking, capital structure. Then there's the transaction, equity offering, mergers and acquisition, leverage. And it goes on to say, I mean, there's just a whole bunch of things, and I'm just going to read one at a time. Convertible debt, exchangeable debt, mezzanine debt, preferred equity, second lien on debt, a senior debt. So whatever it is, I just like it. I don't believe that our shares are getting just canceled like that. It's just they said they're going to have to raise money to pay off the debt. Now the question is, how did everything get taken over? Because you notice they're restructuring everything. They're not just dishing out money. It seems like, I mean, I'm an uneducated guy. You know, I'm an uneducated guy, and the way I see it is somehow. This company, I see dollars. I see dollars with this, and I can see them, diluting some of the, or reorganizing the shares, and they're diluting, putting money back into the company and taking the diluted money and then paying off whoever they owe. I can see this stock going to dollars. In fact, once this happens, once this company is saved, I mean, it's already saved, everybody's going to be excited and it's going to want to get back in and invest, almost like a new IPO. I can see $5, $6, $7. Well, it all depends how many shares they're going to issue, right? I mean, they can change around the shares and do well, first of all, we already know it's a joint venture, and I talked about this. I didn't care if we got $1 for the company. Anyways, I've said enough. I'm just happy. I'm just happy with the recapitalization. Recapitalization is a type of corporate reorganization involving substantial change in company's capital structure. Recapitalization may be motivated by a number of reasons. Usually the large part of equity is replaced with debt or vice versa. In more complicated transactions, mezzanine financing and other hybrid securities are involved. Anyways, looks good. Long video for nothing. Long video for nothing. Okay, we're just going to end this video right now. Thank you for watching this video.